When fire, poisonous fumes and molten rock come pouring out of the ground, it's spectacular, but also deadly. It's the same when summer wildfires rage through parts of Europe or elsewhere. To combat these catastrophes, information is essential. Discovering the size of a disaster means the best way can be found to fight it. That's where the International Space and Major Disasters Charter comes in. With a catastrophe threatening, as for example with these wildfires in Portugal, the local civil authorities send a fax calling for help under the Charter. The fax arrives in Frascati near Rome, where the European Space Agency has centralized its operations for observations from space. First, there's a check to make sure the fax has come from someone who is authorized to ask for their help. This charter has been invoked more than 70 times since October 2000, when it was first organized by ESA and the space agencies of France and Canada. It now includes the US, India, Argentina and Japan, and the UN is an important cooperating body. Once the operating checks have been completed, the fax is passed on to the emergency on-call officer. On this occasion, it's Simone Paolini. He immediately checks which satellites would be able to track the progress of the fires in Portugal. The spot orbiter can see the ground only in the right weather conditions, but radar satellites like ERS-2 have special sensors which mean they can operate all the time. Reacting swiftly to requests for help is important. The most advanced satellite, Envisat, has 10 separate, different onboard sensors, which makes it one of the most effective for the European Space Agency in the kind of work carried out under the International Space and Major Disasters Charter. The information that's received is processed to make it most helpful to whoever originally asked for assistance under the Charter. Oil pollution from shipwrecked oil tankers is one area where it is particularly effective. Thanks to satellite images tracking the spillages in real time, anti-pollution measures can be put in place quickly. The system works well with other types of natural disasters as well, and the new generations of satellites provide data regardless of such factors as clouds and smoke. That means they can quickly give precise information on the state of roads and buildings after an earthquake, even in the most isolated locations. This is essential in order to know the best ways to send in help. At the satellite monitoring offices in Frascati, activation of the Charter also gives access to extensive archives. This enables them to make exact comparisons with the previous images from the satellites. The archives, which go back to 1991, contain all the information that the observation satellites of the ESA have gathered. They are kept to allow comparisons of places before and after a disaster. Overall, the system works well, but it could be better. Man's fragility in the face of forces of nature is undeniable, but at least this way, we are making progress with being able to reduce the effects of major catastrophes.